Howdy everybody, this is Jared with Fluty Homestead, and it's a cold about 28 degrees out here today, a little snow, and thought today'd be a good day to do some work that you need a fire. So today I'm going to cut a little brush, and I got a bunch of old dead stuff up here we're going to burn and try to get out of the way where we're going to be fencing this year. So let's get busy. Okay, you can see my fire I got started up there, and I'm going to try to clear all the small stuff. I ain't going to cut nothing real big today. I'm going to cut all the small stuff right through here on this hill and up here on this flat. And I'm going to be fencing in to the back of that hill up there. I'm going to fence in this whole bank all the way around behind the building over to this garden. And I'm going to probably hook that fence in. And then when I'm not using it, I'll put them over in there all the way around. And that'll help me get a little more grass in here and give me a whole lot more pasture than I have now. And I'm going to leave it separate from the other one. That way we can let them off of that one for a while. Okay, I'm getting ready to cut this little beech tree, and I noticed that you can see right here that the kids have carved some of their initials on this tree and stuff. So there's a K for Keelan, and I think down there's an E for Elena. So when I cut this, I'm going to cut those initials out for them so they can keep them. And looks like they done it last year. It says 2018. So the tree needs to go, but I'm going to save the wood for them and cut it where they can set it up on a shelf someday if they want it. So I thought that was pretty cool. I had never noticed it, and I've walked by it a dozen times. and got to finish cutting up that old beech tree. And you can see right here there's two sour woods, and I'm still debating on whether to leave them or not. I know the bees really like them, but they're crooked as all get out, but that's about how most of them are. So I guess for now I may leave them, and if I get a wild hair I may cut them, I don't know. And when I get some help one day, I'm going to be putting a cable on this big pine. And there's a poplar here and an old leaning, I think there's an old cherry tree there. And I'm going to pull all them uphill with a shiv block and a truck or my four-wheeler. But can't do that until I have some help and it's a nice dry day. So that'll be another project for another time. And there's another little poplar here that needs cut. And I think I could follow it straight down towards the yard and be okay. All this little brush needs gone, and all these little poplars I'd like to cut out all the way up into this flat. There's a nice bench up here, nice and flat, and just needs the trees cut and hopefully get a little grass in here. This is the cold side of the hill, so the grass don't grow quite as good over here, but it grows some. Oh, and as you can see, got the barn project all tarped up for now, waiting for some dry weather when it ain't so cold. And the only reason I'm doing this is I can stay warm moving around and have a fire right here. So I'm going to eventually clear all this out all the way around. So snowy days, this is a good project to do. So I'm going to get back to cutting. Well, there's the beech tree finally. It's burning down now and there's still a fire under it, but that's all the limbs on it. And we'll save that piece and cut that signature off there of Keelan's. And man, if you ever want to get yourself a big mess to clean up, cut you down a beech tree. They're hard as a rock and they got oodles of limbs on them. And I got her cleaned up there though. I got to cut this little old scrubby stuff now. And I'm going to cut a few more, throw them on there, and I'd say it'll be good for the day. And oh yeah, this was given to me by my friend Kurt. And man, if you really want to wear yourself out, sling that thing for a couple hours and you'll find out how much of a man you are. And I'm glad to have that beech tree down. They cast a lot of shade and they're hard as a rock. So we're going to get back to it and try to cut a little more. Okay, I got some of the underbrush cut out along that flat about 100 foot from me. And that's as far as I'm going to cut today because it's too far from a fire. And another time maybe I'll burn on that end and cut the rest of that underbrush past these walnut trees. And these two limbs will probably get took off because they're going to be hanging out right over top of where my cellar and my little canning room is going to go. So they're going to need cut too. At least this one, excuse me, and this big limb. And we'll leave the they're pretty ugly for walnut trees, but they put out a lot of nuts. And I'm going to cut the rest of these one day. A lot of trees cut over here, but I'm going to just pile up what I can and go in the house and take it easy for a while. Drink me a good cup of coffee. Well, that's all I got for the day. I'm about wore out, and won't be long it'll be getting dark, so I'm going to go in and get cleaned up and drink me some coffee and rest a little bit. And I appreciate y'all watching, and make sure you like and subscribe, and I hope y'all have a very Merry Christmas, and hope y'all have a very blessed day.